Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Sorry, it was raining a lot, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna talk, you know, even louder because it's raining. I'm gonna wait a little. So really, I don't know how long it took, but I forgot that I pressed play and that I was filming during all of this time. I don't know if it's gonna be interesting or not. I don't think so, like I was not talking, but it's gonna be interesting for me to see that during the editing, if watching, you know, my phone, I'm making faces or not. You know that I'm a really emotional person and that's really cool, you know, for reaction videos. But, you know, I'm wondering, like, you know, in front of shows, movies, animes, I'm reacting a lot and all for sure. But, you know, in front of just my phone, reading stuff, am I reacting also? Like, I know that sometimes it's the case because when I'm, you know, I don't know, at the airplanes or something like that, you know, when I'm reading something, waiting for someone to take care of me and all, sometimes, you know, maybe I'm reading stuff and I'm reacting without knowing it, and, you know, people around are like, oh, it seems to be interesting what you're reading, and each time I'm like, I'm sorry, it was just for myself, you know, like, I didn't know that they could read that on my face. What? Stop. Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 11. I just watched the Episode 10. If you want to see my reaction video about it, I'm gonna put the link into the I told you before this episode, you know, the Episode 10, that's cool. New episodes of My Hero Academia, that's gonna be fun, that's gonna be entertaining, that's really a recreation for me. All of this narrative arc, all of these fights, Class A against Class B. I knew that it could be a little more difficult right there because it was Deku, it was Shinso, maybe it could trigger things, you know. But clearly I didn't know that during the previous episode we would learn that much about One for All, you know, this quirk. I knew that we would explore the quirk more during this season. Really, they announced it with how we began the season, but I didn't know that it would be right now, and clearly all of what we learned around it, I'm not even sure of it. Like, for what I understood, Deku, that black power that we saw coming from him, it was coming from that guy who was one of the predecessors, you know, of the quirk. You know, I'm saying the guy that he saw into this vision and all the big guy. It was coming from him. For what I understood, it's the fact that when he had One for All, when it was transferred to him before that, he had a quirk. So his quirk and One for All, they mixed together, or at least just it had an influence on it, and it's in fact one of the versions of the quirk that Deku just discovered, you know, that it was just triggered and which was out. That's what I understood. Another option would be that in fact it was that guy first original quirk which expressed itself during that moment. But I think that it's more something like that, and it could explain the fact that the guy said you have in fact 6 versions of the quirk to learn, you know, how to use them and all. Meaning that since so long, like it took us 5 seasons for Deku to train and to manage to have One for All, this version of the quirk, to know about it, to use it that well, and it's not even like at 100% each time, like it's still a little rough. 5 seasons for one version of the quirks, so it's gonna take how long for all of the other versions of the quirk now? And also it means that All Might didn't know about these other versions of the quirk, so he's not gonna be able to help Deku with it. And I'm saying that he didn't know about it because when Deku used it, he didn't understand what was happening. He understood that Deku lost control of himself and of the quirk, but he didn't know what was happening, so really All Might didn't know anything about it. Maybe Shimura also, she didn't know anything about it. And yes, I think that Deku was using the version of the quirk that All Might and his predecessor, Shimura, they were using. So meaning that the 5 other versions, it has been a long time that no one used them. And maybe also like it's gonna be already difficult to know what are these versions, you know, to just learn about them. And then for sure to wake them up, and then for sure to use them a little, and then for sure to train that much to be able to use them so well, you know, like he's using right now his quirk, his version of the quirk. Vous entendez what I mean? It was already a lot of information. And we had also that moment with All for One, you know, the master, into his jail talking. And we had All Might and Gran Torino talking also about the fact that Shimura, at some point, into a dream, a vision, she had someone saying that it was not the time right now, implying that with Deku, now is the time. But who was that person who talked to Shimura? Was it the first person who had one for all, or was he the master? Like, I'm wondering about that. Because again, what I said during the previous episode, even if I was wrong about using that reason to explain what was happening, you know, with Deku during that moment, I was wrong about that. But still, we have to remember that this quirk that Deku has right now was given by the master, you know, was created by him. Meaning that he might have still an influence on the quirk, or just he put something into the quirk that none of the ones who had it saw before. Do you understand what I mean? I don't know, but I'm wondering about that. I don't think that we're gonna have the answer right now. Right now we're gonna continue with the fight, you know, Class A against Class B, Deku fighting, Shinso fighting also. Is he gonna succeed? I think that we're gonna continue this fight, but nothing else is gonna happen. Like Deku is gonna manage to control himself and all. Is he gonna win now after everything that happened? I'm not sure of it, and I'm pretty sure that Bakugo is gonna be really mad at him because he didn't manage to control himself earlier, you know, during the previous episode. When All Might is gonna be afraid, you know, worried, Bakugo is gonna be mad about it. But all of that to say that during this episode, nothing more around that is gonna happen, and we're not gonna learn more. We're just gonna finish this fight, I think. The rest, you know, information and all, it's gonna happen into the next episodes after that. And for me, meaning into the next session of binge watching. Oh, and also what was interesting is the fact that what was triggering for Deku right there. The fact that someone talked badly about Bakugo, that bad. The fact that someone talked again about the end of the symbol of peace. Both of these things together, that's interesting also to know. Okay, I'm gonna end this intro right now. Let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, on which we have 4 episodes of advance, meaning 2 weeks of advance. It's a lot, 2 weeks of advance. And you have extended reaction part or full reaction part, everything. No matter what, I'm not playing with opacity, I'm really letting the scene go, you know. So it's more interesting to go on my Patreon if you want really something bigger and better. Like, I'm forced to do that, you know, for the YouTube version. It's not something that I want to do, I'm forced to do it. And really the version that I wanted to share with you guys, you have it on my Patreon. So if you want these advantages and if you want to support me, to help me with my channel, to continue my videos and all, you have my Patreon for that. And let's go for this episode to finish this fight peacefully this time. He can't use his quirk, so everything is on your shoulders, guys. Yes. Oh, and that music right now. I said that no matter what, the three of you would be the reason why you're gonna win this fight. Mineta. Cool. The fact that you planned that also. Nah. Yes! For me, Bakugo is gonna be mad that Deku didn't manage to control himself, you know? That's what you think of yourself, okay? I like that he's not thinking little of him because of his quirk, but maybe he's too confident, you know? Ah! You planned that. To trap him and you. Can you stop him without your quirk? You can. I love the fact that you have Aizawa as a mentor. Someone. Oh, the music right now? Me too, the voice in particular. I have the impression that it was the same person who was making it. You're using it already? That new version of the quirk? No. No, how? What? And it's a good reminder of who you are truly inside. I don't know. But I'm right to think, or might, that it's the first time that you're seeing that version of the quirk? Oh. Okay. For sure, you're gonna need to train for each version, like for the 6th version. Ah, you think? For me, that was a mistake. But I don't have the impression that you did that. She's amazing. Aha! From people out of this fight? Why are you continuing to talk? You're inside the jail. That's what she did. Trust him. Maybe he doesn't know what the annoying guy did to him, but trust Deku. It's not gonna trigger him again. They're doing good, you know, the other team. Looking at hands. But our guys are not quitters. They're gonna go for it no matter what. You have the three of them. Only Shinso. You did. Like right now, I want our guys to win, but I want for Shinso to succeed. You did great also, Shinso. Don't blame yourself. I'm glad that we learned more about all of you guys in Class B, you know, all of these new quirks. But Shinso... I think. Oh, that was easy to understand, you know. Ah, you know about it. About losing control on yourself. See, Bakugo is not watching. I think that Bakugo is mad. Yes, they did. They thought of you helping you first, you know. She was so brave, not afraid. I love her without any hesitation. No. You can see it. It was to win. It's fair to admit it, you know, he could have lied about it. Shut the fuck up and accept! Oh, Shinso! Okay, work harder, but you're gonna accept. Yes, I'm checking still now each time if we have an identity or not. I don't know, after 2 episodes like that... Okay, so I was right to think that we would have the end of this fight, you know, the 5th fight during this episode and that it would go quickly and all. I was right about it, no new big reveals, big informations and all. But still something which is surprising me in the fact that Deku wanted, you know, to use again that version of the quirk so early. I thought that he would be scared of him, I thought that he would want to talk about it with All Might first, to train all of that first, but no, he just went for it, and he explained it. He said that it was because of that guy, his voice, his calm, his confidence. Like he felt that he could use the quirk and that everything would go great, that he could do it. And maybe it's the case, you know, maybe he doesn't have to come back from zero again with all of the versions of this quirk, but still he needs to train, and that he learned it like, okay, he can wake up that version of the quirk now really easily, but he can't use it at 20%, 100% like he can do now for the other one, because he still needs to train to know how to use them, but also for his body to be ready to use them. Like it's not that easy for his body to do things like that. I found that cool, you know, that really Deku was not afraid of it at all, in fact. But I find that cool also that the writers thought about it can't be that easy, you have to have some difficulties. Okay, you don't have to come back from zero again, but maybe your body is not gonna be ready yet, so that's gonna be the thing why you're gonna be forced to train again. That was cool. That was cool also that he made that plan with Ochaco, and she trusted him that much that even if she was scared of maybe, you know, something which was planned against him and she discovered it, she continued with that plan, and because of that they won, because she trusted him with that, because she was right. First, Deku, okay, he was tricked right there and all, but he still managed to fight against Shinso and to win, and she wants to help her friends, and because of that they managed to reverse the situation for the three of them. So yes, for me right there, during this fight they won thanks to Ochaco. They won thanks to Ochaco because she was the one to intervene to help Deku without hesitating, without being afraid for herself. She just went for it. She asked Shinso to help, and right there she made that plan with Deku. She was the one thanks to who Deku managed to do all of that. She was the one to trust him no matter what, even if she knew that maybe something could go wrong. Like really, for me, Ochaco is the reason, the main reason why they won. For sure, all of the other ones, they were great, and I said it, that maybe they would manage to win at the end, not just because of Deku, but really because of themselves, and they did it. I'm so proud of them. But yes, Deku, he was great also, and I'm so proud of him. Aizawa, you know what he's saying at the end for Deku, for Ochaco, it's so cool. Bakugo, really, for me, Bakugo's reaction, I said it, is gonna be mad at Deku because Deku didn't manage to control himself, to control his heart. Saying that about Bakugo, you know, someone who can't control his nerves, it's a little fun, but yes, still. Shinso, for what I understood, he succeeded to come into our class. Okay, for him it's not enough, he wants to work harder, he wants to be better and all. And Aizawa is glad because that's the spirit, you know, of this entire school. But he succeeded! He's gonna go into our class with them, and also it means that none of our guys is gonna be forced to go in class B, nothing like that. It's so cool, I'm so glad! Oh, and what I want to talk about also during this review, it's about the annoying guy, you know, and what he said during these 2 episodes about the fact that before, when he was young, they considered that his quirk could be a villain quirk, you know, they were not trusting him, so it was making him a little like Shinso. They reacted differently, they evolved differently. It can explain why he's so confident, you know, in himself and all. Also that thing about the fact that he can't be the big hero because in fact he's only copying other people's quirks, so no matter what he's gonna need other people around. Him all by himself, he can't do anything, like he can fight, but it's not enough against villains. Like really the fact that he's admitting that he can't be the big hero, but he can be an amazing sidekick, and he knows it. I'm not gonna change my mind about him being annoying, clearly, but I appreciate the fact that we learned more about his background, we know now how he's thinking of himself, and okay, he's arrogant, he's too confident and all, but it can be explained, and no matter what, he knows still that he's not gonna be the main hero in each fight, in each place that he's gonna be into, because he needs people around and he knows it, you know, like, I found that cool, you know, to learn all of that about him. But yes, this team was big, you know, to fight against all of their quirks. I had the impression that they were big. In comparison of some other quirks, like the Mushroom Girl, for example, like, I don't know. Okay, she had an interesting quirk also, but right there we had someone who could move objects and all, someone who could make them bigger or smaller. Like really, during fights, these quirks can be good to defend yourself but also to attack. And really quick, there were big things again for fights. The Mushroom Girl, it's mostly to defend yourself, you know, her quirk. And it's taking time no matter what, and you need a lot of mushrooms, a lot of things. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, that was cool, that was a cool session I've been watching. These two episodes really were functioning together, so I'm glad that I watched them on the same day. It was cool. Okay, so it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye. Yes, I was like that, you know, like in a comfy mood. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.